What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG's back with a new video talking transfers yet again. And listen, it's a couple of days from the Leeds United playoff heartache. Spoken about that in depth. Gone over it again with Connor today in today's video. So if you haven't seen the season review, please go and check that out. But yeah, we now have to plan for the future, and the future is getting this football club out of the division, the championship, back to the Premier League for next year. But we need to make moves in order to do that. And I think we need to start early, especially with the name I'm going to mention today. Please hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your comments and your thoughts on anything discussed. Thank you to Count Bishops, Jim Jones, and John Mermelstein for the super thanks a couple videos ago. Thank you for the support, and thank you to all existing members of the channel. Membership link is in the description if you want to help out me and the channel even more. Just goes a long way with your support, people. But listen, who I'm speaking about today is this guy, Sammie Szmodics, 28 years old, Blackburn Rovers, top scorer in the division this season, Golden Boot winner, an attacking midfielder. He ticks almost every box that is needed for us in this team. Now, we're going to lose players, but we also need to bring some in, and he would be perfect. We're going to lose goals. You know, it would be great if we could keep Somerville. Of course it would. But I get the feeling he's going to go. But you're going to have to replace that. And Szmodics, for me, more than does it. His profile, the way that he plays, is suited to Leeds United. He's not afraid to look. He's not the tallest, but he gets stuck in. He's a little live wire. He knows where the goal is. That's for sure. You know, multiple seasons. I mean, I remember seeing him at Peterborough too. He's a goal-scoring midfielder. Now, 28 years old. If we was talking Premier League, I probably wouldn't suggest it. And he does have Premier League interest, which I'll go into in a bit. But he'll be 29 when the season properly starts. That's still a decent age, especially if you get him on a 3 to 4 year contract. I have no hang-ups about that. We also have to be mindful that the teams that came down, Burnley, Luton, Sheffield United, they might be looking at this guy. It's rumored that Norwich are looking at him too. And I think West Brom were interested as well. I may, you know, there's a couple of other championship clubs. There is Premier League interest. There's also interest from Galatasaray. And this is why it's important for me that we move ahead and get this guy in the door. Now, I don't know how much he's going to cost. Maybe I'm seeing rumored figures of 10 to 12, maybe even up to 15 after add-ons. I think that is a great price to pay, for a player of this quality. Now, what we've lacked this season is a Sammie Szmodics. I've talked about Jordan James previously. That's more on the raw, you know, nurtured talent that could get you. You know, he got 8 goals for Birmingham City this season. He could get us 10 next season if he joined us. Szmodics, for me, is somebody that could come in. He knows what his role would be. I think he can hit the heights what he did at Blackburn this season too at Leeds United, possibly with a few more assists with the talent around him, whoever's left over. But I think this is absolutely perfect. And listen, we'll talk about this here. And this is a Blackburn team that were not at their best. They barely survived, but they were at the bottom end of the table. And he managed to do that in this team. I guess the counterpoint, what people would say to that is Joel Peru coming in from Swansea, scoring 22. But Joel Peru wasn't utilized properly this season. I think that is fair to say. I think there's only one position for Szmodics to play, and that is attacking midfield. And that is where we are desperately needing a boost of quality. Now, not only the quality he brings, he's got experience too. And he's got that dog in him, which I absolutely love. And I think Leeds United fans would love that in him too. Loves to shush an away crowd when he goes and scores there. I mean, you might remember when he scored at Ellen Road, he stood in front of the Ellen Road fans, folded his arms. You know what I mean? This guy, you know, and that's important as well, the mentality. I think he's got the mentality to play. I just want to pull up what he said around a week ago. This was him on scoring the, you know, winning the Golden Boot. To be up there all season and to actually win it, to have the trophy is amazing for me. I've been free-flowing all season. I think scoring 2 against Rotherham early on has helped kick me on, and I've had good momentum and finding the net. I think out of all the accolades I've had this season, this one ranks as number 1. And this is just on his ambitions. Everton, West Ham, and Leicester have all been linked with a summer move for Szmodics, even though he still has 2.5 years remain on his current deal at Ewood Park. He replies, I'd like to think I could make the step up to the Premier League, but it's about getting that opportunity and the chance to do so. But hopefully I've shown people who doubted me in the Championship what I can do and that I can make the step up and do it at that level. We'll see, have to see what the future hold. It's everyone's dream to play in the Premier League, and hopefully I can achieve that. And that's the important bit of it. You know, he wants to go to the Premier League, but we know in recent Premier League history, not even recent Premier League history throughout, there's been talented players at this level that they just never take a chance on. They'd rather go to Spain and get a mix of Oscar Lopez and Raul something and take a chance on that. What I'm saying is if Leeds United act quickly, act fast, sell him a project and say, you could have a chance of going to the Premier League, but next season. If we do what I think we're projected to do next season, I think we've got a very good chance. And you have to bear in mind, I do think that Burnley, Luton, and Sheffield United in particular would probably be looking at him too. So it's important that not only if we do lose out on him to the Premier League, you say, fair enough. Galatasaray, I don't get that. I think that's I know Galatasaray will be in the Champions League, but I think, you know, he wants Premier League. So I think he'd probably stay in England. But if we lose him to one of the recently relegated teams, I think that is poor business because he absolutely ticks every box that we need. And by the way, he's also a leader on the pitch. He's been captain of Blackburn through the season too. So that for me, there's no downside to this. You know, even if we get promoted, you can see him, you know, having a role there. He wouldn't be the only attacking midfielder we have, but I do think that we should move in for him. You know, proven at this level, as people like to say, but you know you're going to get goals from this guy. Absolutely get him. And he will get involved in all the dirty work as well. So what do you think in regards to that? Reason why I mention it getting it done early is just because of things like this. You had a goalkeeper that was being touted by a lot of Championship clubs, including some of the relegated clubs that have come down. Stoke City said, we're going to get it done. And here's Victor Johansson. You know, Rotherham's relegation isn't even, you know, it's not even barely in the grave, and he's already left. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Ambition, absolute ambition. So hopefully we're in the mix. We shall see in the coming weeks and as this develops more. I don't see Szmodics staying at Blackburn. I do think he moves. Where he goes, we shall see. But let me know your thoughts. And just to finish on, you know, players that have left or changes that have been made at the club, Ayling has signed his permanent deal with Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough went all out with this, by the way. I mean, they had advertising boards and everything. I think the here to staying is very good. I like that pun. But yeah, that just shows you that another experienced head has now permanently left, and we expect a couple more to depart in the summer. Obviously, Dallas will be going, and you would expect Liam Cooper. But yeah, it is time to not. There are some youngsters we should still sign. That's why I say Jordan James would be good as well. But you need to get a few more experienced heads in this team. I think that was very clear this season. So, people, what do you think about Sammie Szmodics? Would you take him? What do you think? I will be back for the keep sell bench video. I'm going to probably do that tomorrow if you're watching this today on whatever day that is. That's not very good, is it? But you know what I'm saying. Just, you know, hit the notification bell. I will be going live for that one, so you can join me live and get involved in the chat of who you keep sell bench. But yeah, give me your thoughts on this one from today. And if you haven't already, like I say, check out the season review that I did with Connor from One Leeds earlier today as well. That is on the channel also. So listen, people, see you in the next one. Peace out.